and police found pictures and videos of him doing it on his phone. The search for Madeline ended on the side of a Central Florida road where her body was found, and Stephen Stearns was arrested for murder.
Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
Stearns pleaded guilty to everything and is serving life in prison. But everyone is still wondering, what about Madeline's mother, Jen Soto?
I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the you want, but I don't know anything.
Jen Soto was interrogated by police who went after her, but she's never been charged with anything. Since the beginning of this case, everyone's been talking about Madeline's mother, Jen Soto. How could she let this happen to her daughter? And how is it that she knew nothing about what was happening under her own roof? In this video, we're going to take a look at Jen Soto's police interview and answer those questions. What did she know, and when did she know it? I'm Vinnie Politan. Let's investigate. Madeline Soto was a little girl who never had a chance. She never had a chance because from the time she was a young girl, we believe going back to age 7, she began to be abused by her mother's boyfriend. A creep, a predator that she invited into their home. And for much of the time, it was the three of them. You have Jen Soto, her boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, and little Madeline. But from the time she's a little girl, she's being abused by this man. And that's her world. Like, that's the only world that she knows. And her mom was unable to protect her, whether she knew or didn't know. And that's the big issue here for everyone. How could she not know? Why didn't she know? How come she didn't protect her daughter from Stephen Stearns? Well, if you look at what was going on between Jen and Steph, this was a bizarre relationship because it was an on-again, off-again relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, but there were times where they were not engaging in any sexual activity whatsoever. And Jen Soto talks about this. Well, now looking at from where we see it now, we understand exactly what was taking place. Stephen Stearns found a woman with a daughter, a single mom with a daughter, and used Jen Soto to get to Madeline. But on the other hand, did Jen use Madeline to get Steph? And I think that's one of the issues that everyone has been thinking about since the beginning of this case. And a lot of it is because of the actions and words of Jen Soto herself. The night that Madeline was murdered, Madeline was sent upstairs to go to Stephen Stearns' room to sleep with him. Yes, you heard me correctly. This 13-year-old girl's mother sends her 13-year-old daughter upstairs on another floor behind a locked door to go to bed with her boyfriend. Now, she claims she didn't know any of this was happening, the abuse. She saw him more as a stepfather figure in all of this. Now, what you're going to see in the interview that we play, Jen Soto's police interview, a lot of strange reactions to a lot of things that she learns during the course of this. And one of the things that stuck out to me was when she had learned at some point, and they confronted her with evidence that her daughter was being abused. And her initial reaction to all of this is, oh, I guess Stephen Stearns may need a lawyer. What? These are the reasons that everyone's been looking at her in this way. Like, how on earth can a mother act this way when it's her own daughter? Then, to me, the most incriminating thing that she's said in all of this was when she explained that she was always afraid of a Woody Allen situation. Now, for those of you not familiar with Woody Allen, legendary director, actor, producer of movies, but he also was known for an incredible scandal with a young girl named Soon-Yi, who became his wife, but who was the daughter of his girlfriend, the adopted daughter of his girlfriend. So somewhere in Jen Soto's mind, she was always afraid that maybe Stephen Stearns is going to get with my daughter. But her fear wasn't for her daughter. Her fear was she was going to lose her man to her daughter, not that her daughter was going to be abused by an adult. This is some of that bizarre behavior that we're going to take a close look at now as we take you inside the interview room where Jen Soto is being questioned by police.
So Sunday, birthday party. She spent the whole day at my mom's house. They celebrated with the whole family. I was at work. I just started a new job last week or the week before.
Okay. Where's that at?
Walt Disney World at Coronado Springs, front desk concierge.
Okay.
I was finishing up my last day of, no, it wasn't even my last day of training. I was still in the middle of training. Sunday in the middle of training, I couldn't miss to go to her birthday party. So I went to work. I was with my family all day. She had the best day. She was so happy when I got home and I saw her. At my house around 8:30 that night.
Hold it right there for a second.
Home.
I want to make this clear. Every time you hear that muting, they're muting Madeline's name because at this point, it's still a missing child. They have not found her body yet. So they're interviewing Jen Soto about that. But because she's a juvenile and they release the interrogation video, they've muted her name. So when you hear those little blips where there's no sound, they're mentioning Madeline's name. She's describing now what's happening in that last day. And Madeline had been at her birthday party, but her mother couldn't go to the birthday party. It was at her mom's and her sister's place close by. But the party happened, and then when they came back to the home, she's describing how Madeline was so happy and had such a great day. This is her 13th birthday. It's a big day, right? You go from now I'm a teenager. Madeline Soto is now a teenager. Let's continue to watch.
She got dropped off alone. About 10 to 15 minutes later, Stephen showed up.
At your house in Kissimmee?
At my house in Kissimmee, he called me. Or he texted me, I don't remember. But he let me know he was there and that she was getting ready for bed. She was doing her routine. So she took her nighttime meds and she got in the shower to get ready for bed.
What meds? What does she take?
She takes hydroxyzine.
Okay. What is it for?
It's for anxiety and for sleep.
Okay.
Hold it right there. And she's 13. She's taking this medicine. Why do you think she has anxiety? Could it have anything to do with years of abuse? And this is one of the unanswered questions in all of this is, did Madeline tell anyone about this? Because if she had told, whether it's a doctor or a treating psychologist or someone, they would have to report it. So apparently, through all these years, Madeline never reached out to anyone to talk about specifically what was happening to her. And the one way I kind of explain it is, if this has been your norm, this has been your life since you're a little girl, as long as you could basically remember, like your memory doesn't go back much further than 7 or 6 years old. If that's her entire life, maybe for her, it's, yeah, this is what you do. This is normal. So I would not reach out to someone about it. But obviously it's creating issues for this little girl. Let's go back in.
Now, could she take that by herself, or would he have given that to her?
I think she took it by herself. She got home and she had already taken it.
How do you know that?
That's what he told me.
That's what he told you. Okay.
He was there when you got home? You got home, they were already at the apartment? Okay.
I don't like her taking her meds without somebody visually watching her, because I don't want her to accidentally grab the wrong pill. She's comfortable enough to grab the pill by, but I'm like, no, I need to watch you take them.
Has there ever been an issue with that in the past, if she took too many or took the wrong thing? Or
No.
just like thought in your mind?
No, just a thought in my mind, just me being hypervigilant. I want to physically watch her take her meds and watch her grab 2, take them. I don't ever want there to be an accident of she took too many, or she took. My biggest fear is that she would take Adderall by accident, her daytime meds.
Got it.
That poor girl.
I got home around 10:30. I started getting ready for bed myself. I started eating and taking my meds because I have to take meds. When I went to take my meds, I realized, oh my God, I forgot to take my Saturday night's meds, which is why I felt so weird and so abnormal and not myself Sunday while I was at work. Everyone at work noticed I was acting different and not being myself. Like, I couldn't smile in front of the guests. I felt this wave of depression that I haven't felt in years. It was my bipolar symptoms coming up again that I've been medicating myself for all this time. I realized I forgot to take my meds, and I said, you guys, I need a good night's sleep. I need to take my meds. I sent them to sleep upstairs in the guest bedroom so that I could get a good night's sleep.
Hold it right there. So all 3 of them apparently are in the master bedroom. And Jen Soto, mom, I need my sleep. So Madeline, you and my boyfriend, who never married her, all these years never married her, you 2 go upstairs to the guest bedroom and you guys go to sleep up there so I can relax down here. Now, Jen Soto's never been charged with anything. If she was and the jury heard that, how do you think that would land? It's not proof of anything. Like, it's not proof of knowledge that she knows what's going to happen in that room, which is, ongoing abuse. And in this case, on this night, it results in murder. But she's directing them, admittedly directing them. And this is not a huge house. It's a townhouse. It's 2,500 square feet, but it's built up and down. It's not a sprawling home. So her bedroom's downstairs. Madeline doesn't have her own bedroom. She has sort of a bed in the living room, but for whatever reason, she doesn't live there or sleep there. She either sleeps with her mother or she gets sent to the guest bedroom, to Stefan's room, to go behind that locked door. And that's what happened that night. And that's why people from the beginning have been questioning Jen Soto. How does a mom do that? Why would you do that? It's kind of unusual, kind of strange. But it seems like what she's saying, she trusted him like a father figure for Madeline. Let's go back in.
Suggested that we all sleep together in the same bed together, but not the easiest person to sleep with. She rolls around, she punches, she kicks. We have a king size bed, and she typically sleeps on one side, and she'll end up on my side when we wake up.
Okay.
So I asked her, I'm like, no, please, I need a good night's sleep. If you guys can go upstairs and let me sleep. I had asked Stefan to take her to school in the morning. And then I told them to start getting ready for bed, to start heading upstairs and get ready, because it was already almost 11 o'clock. It's past her bedtime. She needs to go to sleep. So I sent them upstairs. I think he may have come down at one point to pee before bed, and then he went back upstairs. He uses my restroom because the roommates upstairs don't want to share a restroom with a male.
Okay.
Yes,
Hold it right there.
He uses my restroom.
She's mentioning roommates. So there's another bedroom, and apparently, or maybe 2 more bedrooms. She has people who pay to stay there, right? So they rent rooms within her townhouse. So these are more witnesses in the house. And